Chapters 18 and 19, Stories of Mr. Sathe and Mrs. Deshmukh, encouraging good thoughts to fruition, variety in Upadesh, teachings regarding slander and remuneration for labor. In the last two chapters, Hemant Pant described how a rich gentleman aspiring for quick Brahmagnana was treated by Baba. And now in these two chapters, he describes how Hemant Pant himself was accepted and blessed by Baba, how Baba encouraged good thoughts and fructified them, and gives his teachings regarding self-improvement, slander and remuneration for labor. Preliminary. It is a well-known fact that the Sadguru looks first to the qualifications of his disciples and then gives them suitable instructions without unsettling their minds in the least, and leads them on towards the goal of self-realization. In this respect, some say that what the Sadguru teaches or instructs should not be divulged to others. They think that the instructions become useless if they are published. This view is not correct. The Sadguru is like a monsoon cloud. He pours down profusely, that is, scatters widely his nectar-like teachings. These we should enjoy and assimilate to our heart's content, and then serve others with them, without any reserve. This rule should apply not only to what he teaches in our waking state, but to the visions he gives us in our dreams. To quote an instance, Buddha Kaushik Rishi composed his celebrated Ramaraksha Stotra, which he had seen in his dream. Like a loving mother, forcing bitter but wholesome medicines down the throats of her children for the sake of their health, Sai Baba imparted spiritual instructions to his devotees. His method was not veiled or secret, but quite open. The devotees who followed his instructions got their objects. Sadgurus like Sai Baba open our eyes of the intellect and show us the divine beauties of the self, and fulfill our tender longings of devotions. When this is done, our desire for sense objects vanishes, twin fruits of Viveka, discrimination, and Vairagya, dispassion or non-attachment, come to our hands, and knowledge sprouts up even in the sleep. All this we get when we come in contact with saints, Sadguru, serve them and secure their love. The Lord who fulfills the desire of his devotees comes to our aid, removes our troubles and sufferings and makes us happy. This progress or development is entirely due to the help of Sadguru, who is regarded as the Lord himself. Therefore, we should always be after the Sadguru, hear his stories, fall at his feet and serve him. Now we come to our main story. Mr. Sathe. There was a gentleman named Mr. Sathe who had attained some publicity many years ago during Crawford regime, which was put down by Lord Ray, the then governor of Bombay. He suffered severe losses in trade. Other adverse circumstances gave him much trouble and made him sad and dejected. Being restless, he thought of leaving home and going out to a distant place. Man does not generally think of God, but when difficulties and calamities overtake him, he turns to him and prays for relief. If his evil actions have come to an end, God arranges his meeting with a saint who gives him proper directions regarding his welfare. Mr. Sathe had similar experience. His friends advised him to go to Shirdi, where so many people were flocking to get Sai Baba's darshan for getting peace of mind and the satisfaction of their wants. He liked the idea and at once came to Shirdi in 1917. Seeing Baba's form, which was like eternal Brahma, self-luminous, spotless and pure, his mind lost his restlessness and became calm and composed. He thought that it was the accumulation of the merits in his former births that brought him to the holy feet of Baba. He was a man of strong will. He at once started to make a Parayana, study of Guru Charitra. When the reading was finished in the Saptaha, 7 days, Baba gave him a vision that night. It was to this effect. Baba with Guru Charitra in his hand was explaining its content to Mr. Sathe, who was sitting in front and listening carefully. When he woke up, he remembered the dream and felt very happy. He thought it was extremely kind of Baba, who awakens souls like this, his that are snoring in ignorance, and makes them taste the nectar of Guru Charitra. Next day, he informed Kaka Sahib Dikshit of this vision and requested him to consult Sai Baba regarding its meaning or significance, whether one Saptaha week's reading was sufficient or whether he should begin again. Kaka Sahib Dikshit, when got a suitable opportunity, asked Baba, Deva, O God, what did you suggest to Mr. Satya by this vision, whether he should stop or continue the Saptaha. He is a simple devotee, his desire should be fulfilled and the vision explained to him, and he should be blessed. Then Baba replied, he should make one more Saptaha of the book. If the work is studied carefully, the devotee will become pure and will be benefited. The Lord will be pleased and will rescue him from the bondage of mundane existence. At this time, Hematpant was present there. He was shampooing Baba's legs. When he heard Baba's words, he thought in his mind as follows, what? Mr. Satya read for a week only and got a reward? And I am reading it for 40 years with no result? His 7-day stay here becomes fruitful while my 7-year stay from 1910 to 1917 goes for nothing? Like a chatak bird, I am here ever waiting for the merciful cloud Baba to pour its nectar on me and bless me with his instructions. No sooner did this thought cross his mind, Baba knew it then and there. It was the experience of the bhaktas that Baba read and understood all their thoughts, and that he suppressed the evil thoughts and encouraged the good ones. Reading Hematpant's mind, Baba at once asked him to get up, go to Shama, Madhavrao Deshpande, get from him rupees 15 as dakshina, sit and chit-chat with him for a while and then return. Mercy dawned in Baba's mind, and so he issued this order. And who could disobey Baba's order? Hematpant immediately left the masjid and came to Shama's house. He had just bathed and was wearing a dhotar. He came out and asked Hematpant, what is it that you are here now? It seems that you have come from the masjid. Why do you look restless and dejected? Why are you alone? Please sit and rest while I shall just do my worship and return. In the meanwhile, you please take panvira, leaves and betel nuts, etc. Let us then have a pleasant chit-chat. After saying this, he went inside and Hematpant sat alone in the front veranda. He saw in the window a well-known Marathi book named Nath Bhagavat. This is the commentary by Saint Ekanath on the 11th Skanda chapter of the bigger Sanskrit work, the Bhagavat. At the suggestion or recommendation of Sai Baba, Messrs. Bapu Sahib Jog and Kaka Sahib Dikshit read daily in Shirdi Bhagavad Gita with its Marathi commentary named Bhavarta Deepika or Jnaneshwari, a dialogue between Krishna and his friend devotee Arjuna, and Nath Bhagavat, a dialogue between Krishna and his servant devotee Uddhava, and also Ekanath's other big work, that is Bhavarta Ramayana. When devotees come to Baba and ask him certain questions, he sometimes answered them in part and asked them to go and listen to the readings of the above mentioned works, which are the main treatises of Bhagavat Dharma. When the devotees went and listened, they got full and satisfactory replies to their questions. Hematpant also used to read daily some portions of the book Nath Bhagavat. That day he did not complete the daily portion of his reading, but had left it unfinished in order to accompany certain devotees who were going to the masjid. When he took up the book from Shama's window and casually opened it, he found, to his surprise, that unfinished portion turned up. He thought that Baba sent him very kindly to Shama's house for enabling him to complete his daily reading. So he went through the unfinished portion and completed it. As soon as this was over, Shama, after doing his worship, came out, and the following conversation took place between them. Hematpant said, I have come with a message from Baba. He had asked me to return with rupees 15 as dakshina from you. Also, to sit with you for a while and have a pleasant chit-chat and then return to the masjid with you. Shama, with surprise, I have no money to give. Take my 15 namaskaras, bows, in lieu of the rupees as dakshina to Baba. Hematpant said, all right, your namaskaras are accepted. Now let us have some chit-chat. Tell some stories and leelas of Baba which will destroy our sins. Shama, then, sit here for a while. Wonderful is the sport, leela of this god, Baba. You know it already. I am a village rustic, while you are an enlightened citizen. You have seen some more leelas since you are coming here. How should I describe them before you? Well, take these leaves, betel nut and chunam, and eat the panvada, while I go in, dress myself and come out. In a few minutes, Shama came out and sat talking with Hematpant. He said, the leela of this god, Baba, is inscrutable. There is no end to his leelas. Who can see them? He plays or sports with his leelas, still is outside of, unaffected by them. Why do we rustics know? What do we rustics know? Why does not Baba himself tell stories? Why does he send learned men like you to fools like me? His ways are unconceivable. I can only say that they are not human. With this preface, Shama added, I now remember a story which I shall relate to you. I know it personally. As a devotee is resolute and determined, so is Baba's immediate response. Sometimes Baba puts the devotees to severe tests and then gives them upadesh, instructions. As soon as Hemant Pant heard the word upadesh, a flash of lightning crossed through his mind. He at once remembered the story of Mr. Sate's Guru Charitra reading and thought that Baba might have sent him to Shama in order to give peace to his restless mind. However, he curbed this feeling and began to listen to Shama's stories. They all showed him how kind and affectionate Baba was to his devotees. Hemant Pant began to feel a sort of joy while hearing them. Then Shama began to tell the following story. Mrs. Radhabai Deshmukh. There was an old woman by name Radhabai. She was a mother of one Kashaba Deshmukh. Hearing Baba's fame, she came to Shirdi with people of Sangamner. She took Baba's darshan and was much satisfied. She loved Baba intimately and resolved in her mind that she would accept Baba as her guru and take some upadesh from him. She knew nothing else. She determined to fast herself unto death so long as Baba did not accept her and give her any upadesh or mantra. She stayed in her lodging and left off taking any food or water for 3 days. I was frightened by this ordeal of the old woman and interceded Baba on her behalf. I said, Deva, what is this you have started? You drag so many persons here. You know that old lady. She was very obstinate and depends on you entirely. She has resolved to fast unto death. If you don't accept and instruct her, if anything worse happens, people will blame you and say that Baba did not instruct her and consequently she met her death. So take some mercy on her, bless her and instruct her. On seeing her determination, Baba sent for her, changed the turn of her mind by addressing her as follows. O mother, why are you subjecting yourself to unnecessary tortures and hastening your death? You are really my mother and I am your child. Take a pity on me and hear me through. I tell you my own story, which if you listen carefully will do you good. I had a guru. He was a great saint and most merciful. I served him long, very long, still he would not blow any mantra into my ears. I had a keen desire never to leave him, but to stay with him and serve him, and at all costs receive some instruction from him. But he had his own way. He first got my head shaved and asked me 2 pies as dakshina. I gave the same at once. If you say that as my guru was perfect, why should he ask for money, and how should he be called desireless? I replied painfully that he never cared for coins. What had he to do with them? His 2 pies were 1 firm faith and 2 patience or perseverance. I gave these 2 pies or things to him and he was pleased. I resorted to my guru for 12 years. He brought me up. There was no dearth of food and clothing. He was full of love, nay, he was love incarnate. How can I describe it? He loved me most. Where is a guru like him? When I looked at him, he seemed as if he was in deep meditation. And then we both were filled with bliss. Night and day I gazed at him with no thought of hunger and thirst. Without him I felt restless. I had no other object to meditate, nor any other thing other than my guru to attend. He was my sole refuge. My mind was always fixed on him. This is 1 pice dakshina. Saburi, patience or perseverance, is the other pice. I waited patiently and very long on my guru and served him. This saburi will ferry you across the sea of this mundane existence. Saburi is manliness in man. It removes all sins and afflictions, gets rid of calamities in various ways, and casts aside all fear and ultimately gives you success. Saburi is the mine of virtues, consort of good thought. Nishtha, faith, and Saburi, patience, are like twin sisters, loving each other very intimately. My Guru never expected any other thing from me. He never neglected me, but protected me at all times. I lived with him and was sometimes away from him. Still, I never felt the want or absence of his love. He always protected me by his glance, just as the tortoise feeds her young ones, whether they are near her or away from her, on the other side of the river bank, by her loving looks. O mother, my Guru never taught me any mantra, then how shall I blow any mantra in your ears? Just remember that Guru's tortoise-like loving glance gives us happiness. Do not try to get mantra or upadesh from anybody. Make me the sole object of your thoughts and actions, and you will, no doubt, attain Paramartha, the spiritual goal of life. Look at me wholeheartedly, and I then, in turn, look at you similarly. Sitting in this masjid, I speak the truth, nothing but the truth. No sadhanas nor proficiency in 6 shastras are necessary. Have faith and confidence in your Guru. Believe fully that Guru is the sole actor or doer. Blessed is he who knows the greatness of his Guru and thinks him to be Harihara Brahma through Murti incarnate. Instructed in this way, the old lady was convinced. She bowed to Baba and gave up her fast. Hearing this story carefully and attentively and marking its significance and appropriateness, Himmat Pant was most agreeably surprised. Seeing this wonderful Leela of Baba, he was moved from top to toe. He was overflowing with joy. His throat was choked and he was not able to utter a single word. Shama, on seeing him in this condition, asked him, "What is this matter with you? Why are you silent? How many innumerable Leelas of Baba shall I describe?"